Coach Caleb back with another video today. So today's topic, very special edition. As you can see, we have better lighting. We got a little setup now, so we're getting into it. And today's a very special video because this video today is very important to me, very dear to me. And it's been something that's been weighing on me and something I've been thinking about and something I really wanted to share with you guys. And as the year is ending, it's ending. I'm filming this towards the end of 2024. We're about to head into a new year. I just turned 31 about a month ago. And just a lot has been weighing on my mind. And I realized that I am a lot better and a lot smarter, and I just feel way better than I did early on in my life. And I think that's due to a lot of the knowledge that I learned through my growth through my 20s, and I definitely wanted to share some of that with you today. All right, so the topic for this video is I'm gonna give you guys the top 20 lessons that I learned in my 20s. The top 20 lessons that I learned in my 20s. As I told you guys, I'm 31 years old now. I learned a lot of things in my 20s. And if I were talking to my 20-year-old self, this is, me talking to Caleb as a 20-year-old man. And, when we invent time travel, and, I'm going to send you this video, my guy. So, number one, top 20. Number one is get a mentor. Get a mentor. Getting a mentor, that's the most important thing. That's why I put it at number one. And the reason why I say getting a mentor is the most important is because you got to understand that you're not going to know everything in your 20s. You're going to be making a lot of mistakes. You're going to be doing things that you're not supposed to be doing because you don't know any better. You're in your 20s. You don't know what's going on in the world. You got to understand that everybody makes mistakes, and don't be so hard on yourself for making those mistakes. But a way you cut the learning curve and a way you can progress a lot faster, and something I wish I knew a lot earlier, is to get a mentor. Because a mentor is somebody who can relate to you. A mentor is somebody who's already trying to do what you are currently doing, but is doing it successfully, so you can learn exactly what to do from them. Right? And a lot of people, I think, when I say get a mentor, people are like, well, mentors, don't fall off the tree, right? Well, you have to be the right person. You have to be the right mentee, right? Be in the right frequency. You need to be in the right mind state in order to attract a mentor. If you're in the right mind state of growth, you will attract the right mentors. The right information will come along to you. You just have to be open to receiving it. And me in my 20s, I wasn't so open to receiving. I kind of tried to figure everything out on my own, which in some ways, it made me very independent, which is good. But in other ways, it made me not coachable and not teachable. And I struggled for many years and I wasted a lot of time. So something I can definitely give you advice on is get a mentor. Get somebody that's not super out of your reach, like somebody a little older than you, more successful than you, somebody who's doing what you're currently doing, or just doing something else, but they're doing it at a higher level, and somebody that you just aspire to be. You either want to trade lives with them, or they have a quality that you desire. And you just relate to them, you become their friend. That's the key too. It's not just a business exchange, you become their friend. And eventually you're gonna get all the mental jewels that you need to succeed, all right? Number two is gonna be prioritize sleep. Prioritize sleep. This is something that I definitely did not know in my 20s, and something I think no 20-year-old really wants to hear, but it's the truth. You need to prioritize your sleep, because there's no way you can do anything without proper energy, and there's no way you can have proper energy without the proper amount of sleep. So go to bed when it's time to go to bed, and that's the key to this whole thing. You don't waste any time, right? When you're trying to progress to your goals in your future, there's no way you can waste your time. If you go to bed at the right times, Even if you don't fall asleep right away, don't go to that extra party. Don't go to that extra gathering that you don't need to go to. That's kind of the key with this whole thing. I'm not saying like, oh, you have to fall asleep at 8 p.m. every night and live the most boring life. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying prioritize your sleep, right? Meaning that you're going to make different decisions at the night, right? I don't eat so much when it's nighttime because I want to fall asleep. I don't drink any type of soda or caffeine at night because I want to fall asleep. I just make different decisions because I'm prioritizing my sleep. But I'm doing that now as a 31-year-old, something I wish I did in my 20s. Because the thing is, yes, you have a lot of energy in your 20s, but you're still going to run yourself down. You're still going to burn out if you don't take proper sleep. And, being in my 30s, I realized it's about the everyday consistency. You need to bring it every single day. The people that are great are the ones that bring it every single day. So if you're not getting quality sleep, there's no way you're going to be able to compete with somebody that's bringing it every single day. If you're not getting quality sleep, you'll be able to bring it 1 day, 2 days, and then you got to stop, and your body's going to go into rest mode because it needs to rest. So prioritize your sleep. Don't go to that. Don't make weird choices at night. Prioritize your sleep. And that leads me to number 3. Number 3 lesson that I want to give to my 20-year-old self is prioritizing nutrition. So this goes hand in hand with the sleep. You need to prioritize your nutrition. Nutrition is very key. When I say nutrition, I mean your body runs on fuel. Your body runs on a specific vitamins and minerals and fuel and proteins and carbs and fats, and your body needs all of it. So when it comes to nutrition, there's millions of diets out there. You don't need to have the best diet or anything. Just get enough nutrition in your body. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, but I'm saying that getting the proper nutrition will allow you to also have the proper energy every single day. Now, what I do, it's very, very simple. I just give my body the proper nutrition. What I mean by that is I don't eat a lot of fast food, because with fast food, this amount of food gives you this amount of nutrition. With a home-cooked meal, right? With a home-cooked meal, a proper home-cooked meal, this amount of food gives you this amount of nutrition. But with fast food, it's not like that. When you're eating out, it's not like that. Avoid eating out. Avoid sweets, right? Avoid candies and chocolates and ice cream and all those things. Yes, you can have them, but don't make them the main part of your diet. Don't make snacks the main part of your diet. Eat proper home-cooked meals. The foundation of your nutrition should be water, agua. Water is the key. Water is the key to the whole thing. You don't really need to even eat that much if you're getting the proper amounts of water every single day. You can drink water. You can drink lemon water, cucumber water. I don't really drink juice and soda like that. Maybe on holidays or Christmas or whatever, but I'm not normally drinking soda. It's crazy to me how Americans just drink soda like it's a normal thing, like with crazy amounts of sugar. They just go buy Snapple, iced tea, Gatorade. Like, all those things are horrible for you. Horrible. Drink water. Drink a lot of water. If you need to drink some tea, you can drink some tea. Coffee is okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the best thing either. So limit that. Just make sure that your foundation is water. After that, it's fruits and vegetables. These are your foundations of your meals. And not necessarily meals. I would say your foundations of your diet. Plenty of fruits, plenty of vegetables, plenty of water. And then once a night, dinner time, you have a nice, big, good meal with bunch of stuff in it. I'm not telling you to eat meat, but obviously meat has a lot of protein in it. Bread, all these things that are going to fill you up. Potatoes, vegetables, fruit, all these things. Eat good at night, but obviously not like right before bed, but prioritize the nutrition. Make sure you're getting your nutrition, bottom line. And a lot of people eat out way too much. I ate out way too much in my 20s. Bottom line, get nutrition. Number 4 is going to be being extremely fit. So this kind of goes hand in hand with exactly what I was saying. Be extremely fit. You don't need to be the biggest guy in the world. That's another thing that Instagram and TikTok and all this bullshit keeps telling you to be. You need to like be on steroids. No, you don't, man. You just need to be extremely fit, right? You need to be able to run, to be able to jump, to be athletic. See, what we lose in our older age is the athleticism and the mobility. And that's why people's backs hurts, because their mobility is fucked up, not because they're not squatting enough weight. So take that mentality out. Being fit doesn't mean you can bench press 300 pounds. Being fit means that you're able to move your body. You're able to do things. Calisthenics is a great way to become fit. Jogging, running. You don't need to be a freaking Olympic sprinter, but being able to jog, being able to run, being able to sprint is very, very healthy at all ages. Something I definitely, knew in my 20s, I would say, is that I always worked out and worked out very hard. And that's something that I always kept with me. And it's something you need to always implement into your life. All right? Number 5, big one here, never chase a woman. Never chase a woman. Something I definitely wish I knew in my 20s is to never chase a woman. And when I say that, I don't mean don't go after women or don't, ask a girl out. Obviously, if you're a man, you should date women, or whatever, women should date men, whatever. But what I mean by never chase is don't give so much of your energy and your soul trying to convince somebody to be with you. All right? You don't have to. And it's something I wish I knew in my earlier years. Something I know now as a 31-year-old is that you don't have to give so much if it's the right person. If it's the right person for you, they're attracted to you. So if somebody's attracted to you, that's different than trying to convince somebody to be with you. See, in my early 20s, I used to go after a bunch of beautiful women. And sometimes I would get them, but I had to do so much. I had to convince them to be with me. I had to do so much. And a lot of guys do this either with money, or they do it, if they don't have money, they do it with their time. They talk so much to the girl. You don't need to do any of that. You're wasting so much of your mental space. Just be the right man. Be the perfect person that she should be attracted to. See, when you're the right person, the right man, you're going to attract the proper opportunities. You're going to attract the right best friends. You're going to attract the right mentors, the right jobs, the right career opportunities. You're going to attract the right apartment. You're going to attract all these things. And it's the same thing with the woman. You're going to attract the right women because you're the right man. You've worked on yourself. But see, when I say this, it's also, introverted people, which I was myself, take that advice as like, oh, never chase a woman? Okay, great. I'm just going to go and work out and make a lot of money and never talk to a woman again. No. That's coping as well. See, I'm not saying never talk to a woman. I'm not saying don't even date women. I'm saying do all of that. Go out, be social, date women, do all of these things, but never chase a woman. See, it's different when you're being social and you're dating women and you're chasing women. It's two different things. And if you're not the right man, you don't know the difference. You think that getting a woman means you have to give your whole self to that woman. No, you should be able to provide for her, to protect her, to be loyal to her, to love her, and be able to do that without giving all of your energy and all of yourself. Because you're the right man, you do that with everyone that you interact with. You're giving so much value to everybody because you've already built yourself up. But as you're building yourself up, don't avoid women, because that's another thing. People build themselves up, but they're avoiding women. No, you're coping. You're still being insecure. You need to treat women respectfully, never chase them, but offer them value, give them good energy continuously. Even when you're maybe not the right man and you're still working on yourself, you still need to give your good energy to them. Just don't chase them. Because chasing anything means that anything being chased doesn't want it and wants to run away from you. So there you go. Number 6 is looking good is the world's currency. So this one's really important. It's something I knew in my 20s, but I didn't really know the extent of it. Now that I'm especially living here in Miami, I see that looking good is the way the world works. The world runs on looking good. right? If you're a good looking person, you're going to be invited to the best parties, invited to the best things. And I'm not saying like be a shallow person, but I'm saying at the same time, make sure that you're presenting yourself very good, right? I mean, there's something in you that should want to present good to the world. Present yourself in a correct way to the world. So, because nobody's going to listen to my video, let's be honest, if I look like a piece of shit. So I make sure that I look proper in the videos. And that's something that I think everyone should do, whether you're doing videos or whatever you're doing. You need to make sure that you look really good. There's these professions like actors and models and bodybuilders. There's these professions where they have to constantly look amazing. And I think it's a good quality to have for the regular person, because the regular person looks like shit outside. And the thing about living in Miami is the regular person actually takes care of themselves. So it's something that I think that people should implement into their lives. The average person doesn't really look good, but I think that it's good to implement a quality and a standard of how you look, because that's the way the world operates. That's the way the world runs. You're going to get more friends. Life's going to be a lot easier. You're going to get more opportunities when you look good. So look your best. Number 7, intuition is never wrong. Intuition is never wrong. So if you ever think about it, you might have a gut feeling sometimes. That gut feeling is correct all the time, because that gut feeling, it's not coming from you, it's coming from a higher power, it's coming from a higher source. That's your intuition. If you didn't know what an intuition is a feeling that you get whenever you step into an environment or whenever you have to make a specific decision. You get this feeling that you feel deep in your core, and you may not want to listen to it, but always listen to your intuition, because your intuition is never wrong. There's that initial feeling that you feel. And that's the thing, when you're taking drugs or escaping the world, you're not going to feel this intuition, but you have to focus. You have to focus and be aware of this intuition. Whenever you're meeting a person, right? Whenever you're getting into a relationship, or whenever you meet a friend out for drinks or whatever, whenever you're meeting any type of person, there's an intuition of whether this person is good or bad. You need to listen to that, because if they're good, then that's great. You know that you can invest time into them. If the intuition feels bad, or you feel something is a little bit off about the environment or the person, then most of the time, I would say all the time, that intuition is right, and you need to stop investing into that person, and you need to step away, and you need to do something else, because your intuition is telling you something, and you need to learn how to listen to your intuition. Listen to yourself. That's coming from a higher power. That's coming from a deep, deep knowledge. It's subconscious. It's not in your conscious. Your conscious is up here, and your conscious is very logical. But your deep subconscious, it's going by gut feeling, by vibe. That stuff is actually real. And you gotta learn to listen to it, because your intuition is never wrong. Definitely something I wish I knew in my earlier years. Number 8. 8th lesson that I learned in my 20s that I wish I knew. Number 8 is, what's for you doesn't need to be forced. What's for you doesn't need to be forced. This one's a big one. Something that I've realized is that you're your own unique person. And there are things in the world that you will be blessed with. And when you're being blessed with these things, you have to realize that you don't have to force your goals to happen. Your goals just happen for you. It's kind of like when I said never chase a woman, it's kind of the same mindset of like, whatever is meant for you doesn't need to be forced, whether it's a relationship or a job or a car or an apartment or whatever it is. What's for you specifically never needs to be forced. I feel like I see a lot of people, and myself included, earlier on, I used to do this a lot. I used to kind of force situations, force relationships to work, or force specific jobs that I didn't really want to do. I used to force it to work because I needed the money, or I needed the love, or whatever it was. But something I definitely realized is that if it's for you, it should feel easy. It should feel light. It should feel natural. It should feel normal. It should feel organic. There's this beautiful breath of fresh air when you're with a person that's supposed to be for you, or when you're with a job that you're supposed to do. It's a different type of feeling than when you're forcing something. See, a lot of us don't know this because we grew up with parents that were forcing. They forced relationships and forced jobs that they shouldn't have done. So that's kind of all we know, but we're the generation where we have to kind of change that process. All right, number 9. I'm looking over here because I have the list over here. Number 9 is procrastination is the death of growth. Procrastination is the death of growth. So right now when I say the word procrastinate, there's something that comes to your mind. If I say you're procrastinating on something, because we all procrastinate, and there's something that you need to do, that the world is telling you to do, the universe, God, whatever you believe in is telling you to do this thing, and you're procrastinating on it. Well, just know that procrastination is the death of growth. Your growth is behind that procrastination. So you don't realize that procrastinating it's kind of like the devil, like holding you back from doing exactly what you're supposed to do to get to the next level. A lot of times we're trying to get to the next level, but we get to the next level by not procrastinating and by doing exactly what we feel like we're supposed to do. And always remember that procrastination is the death of growth, something I definitely wish I knew earlier on. Number 10, you have a special talent for the world. Number 10 is you have a special talent for the world. So definitely something I knew I was special, but I didn't really know. I really didn't think this deep into it. You're your own unique person. You're your own person, right? It's just like a snowflake. Each snowflake has its own unique individual design. You're a human being. So imagine a human being. A human being is made amazing. I mean, we're all similar, but we're all different. We all have our own unique personality and unique characteristics. And that also means that we have unique gifts. And that means that we all have unique talents. And our talents should be spread to the world. And the people that we look up to are the people that was just bold enough to give their talents to the world, right? Like I look up to a lot of athletes. And a lot of the athletes were gifted talent-wise. But just because they were gifted, it didn't mean that, they automatically were blessed with success. They had to work in order to give their gift to the world. And now with athletes, it's a little bit easier to see because some of them are really tall, like basketball players, or really big, like football players. So they were kind of blessed with size. But there's special talents that you have that you're blessed with that you may not be able to see, but it's internal. Something Tom Brady said in an interview, he said, he was picked so low in the draft, like when they had the draft and they drafted him to the football league, they didn't think that he would be special because he wasn't that much bigger than the other quarterbacks. He wasn't that much faster than the other quarterbacks. In fact, he was kind of slow. So athletically, they kind of looked at him like, oh, this guy's not going to be successful. But what he had is he had a gift internally. He had a motivation for success and a hunger that was deep beyond what anybody could ever imagine. And he became a champion multiple times and became the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest quarterback in history. And I don't think it's like a real argument. He became the greatest in history because he had something deep within him that he was able to give to the world every single day. And I think that's within all of us, but we just have to take action on that gift. But just know that you have it. Just be aware. All right. Number 11. Pay attention to what you want. Number 11 is pay attention to what you want. It's funny, when I say 11, there's like a little time thing, 11:11. It's like if you're into like astrology and things like that, they usually pay attention to times, like 11:11. And it kind of goes along with this one. Pay attention to what you want. You're your own unique person, like I said, and you have special gifts to give to the world. But what you desire and what you want can be totally different than the next person. Don't make your parents the base of what you want to do. What you want to do with your life. You may not want to get married. You may not want to have kids. You may not want to own a business. You may not want to have a job. You may not want to follow your education. You may not want to do certain things. So figure out what you want to do. Pay attention to what you desire. Like, I love this shirt, for example. I love this shirt. It represents me. I'm Guyanese and Italian. It represents me. Other people may, not like this style. That's cool, right? I'm paying attention to what I want. I have different tattoos, right? Different styles of tattoos. Some people don't like tattoos. Doesn't matter. It's what I want. You need to pay attention to what you want and go after what you want, because that's ultimately what's going to make you happy. See, in my earlier years, I kind of focused on what other people wanted me to do. And I definitely wasted a lot of time doing that. So never focus on that. So it leads me to number 12. Don't judge yourself. Don't ever judge yourself. A lot of times we could be our own harshest critics, which in a way it's good because we're able to grow. But never judge yourself for anything. For the most part, you're trying, and for the most part, you're trying your best to do whatever you're trying to do. You have to understand that we all make mistakes. Every single one of us shits, eats, sleeps. We all make mistakes. We're all not perfect. We're all fucked up in our own way. So never ever judge yourself for anything that you do, for any mistakes that you made. Just know that if you're living and breathing, that means that God, the universe, is giving you another chance in this world. And that means that you have to follow yourself, follow your heart, and continue without any judgment. Just continue. We all have a past. Every single one of us here has a past. So never judge yourself and just keep going. Let's go. Number 13, keep your circle small. Very important one. Keep your circle small. Something I didn't really know growing up. I was the type of guy that was kind of like friends with everybody. That's just how I am. I'm just a nice person, and I love people, and I love being around people, and I love the environment, and I love just hanging out with people, and all different types of people. But something I realized is that it's way better to keep your circle small, because when you invite too many people into your lives, it means that you're opening yourself up to many energies, and not everybody is on the correct path. Obviously, we see the world's like a bit crazy. Not everybody's on the right path, so you don't know what this person does at night. You don't know what this person does in their alone time. You don't really know if this person is really a good person. Everyone that's in my life right now, we've been friends for a very long time, and I keep my circle very small on purpose. I don't really invite new people too much into my life. I don't cut myself off from anybody. I still introduce myself to new people every day, but I don't give myself so much to new people. I let them kind of earn my respect and earn my trust. And that's something I had to learn later on in life. I don't just give anybody my full trust early on. All right, so that's number 13. Number 14 is real friends are hard to find. Real friends are hard to find. So this one kind of goes hand in hand with the last one. It's rare. It's rare to find the right people for you. And it's funny, like, I know a lot of people, or, a couple of my cousins, or just people in my life, they're like, oh, I can't find the right person, blah, blah, blah. And, I felt like that for a long time too. But you got to understand that real people, real friends, or people that are really for you are very, very hard to find. And that's what makes them special. If like people were easy to find, or like the people in my life, I could just replace them like tomorrow, that wouldn't make it special. It wouldn't make the bond special. The bond is special because I know that they can't be replaced. The bond is special because I know that they're real. And real friends are very, very hard to find, and they should be hard to find. But it's something I didn't really know early on as well. In my 20s, I thought that everybody who was with me was a real friend. But obviously that turned out false. And over time, I realized that, these people definitely are fake. And it definitely wasn't true, that these people were real to me. And they may not have been bad people, but I realized that, a real friend is somebody that's given to you by the universe, by God. And that doesn't come very, very often. You might meet like 3 or 4 or 5 in your lifetime. So remember that real friends are hard to find. Number 15, karma is real. Karma is real. Whether you're, killing somebody, that's a little extreme, but if you're killing somebody, if you're, like hurting somebody, or if you're just littering on the floor, as light as that is, it's all bad karma. It's all bad karma. You got to understand that anything you do, there's a karma behind it, and whatever religion you believe in. I know, I grew up very Christian, and they're like, oh, karma is like a weird religion, like whatever. Karma is real though. Whatever you do or whatever you speak into existence or whatever you think of has a karma behind it. And there's good karma and there's bad karma. And people who produce bad karma into the world, or bad energy, like you would say, it definitely comes back to haunt them, because it's definitely come back to haunt me in my life. So just keep producing great energy into the world. Do good for people, and the karma will do good for you. Sometimes it hurts. It hurts to do good for people sometimes, because you're losing at the end of the day in terms of like money or your time or your energy. Sometimes you have to give to people, and it's tough, but at the same time, good karma always come back for you. And that's something that I learned, and I realized that it's always good to give good into the world, and don't do anything bad. Whether people are watching or not watching, it doesn't matter. You should hold yourself to a high standard to not do anything bad into the world. Leads me to number 16. Laziness is a disease. Laziness is a disease. So it's funny, because I think of myself as a very, very hard worker, but I think everyone has their own vision of what life is supposed to be. And I don't think life is about necessarily working hard, but I think life is most fun when you're following your passions and you're following your goals and you're giving your all to yourself and to the people around you. I think that laziness comes from a person who is pretty aimless in the world, doesn't realize their purpose, or just doesn't understand the meaning behind of why they exist. And I think that's why they become lazy. I think they become lazy because there's no soul. There's no soul moving them. There's no purpose behind it. You see, I don't know if you can guys feel it, but this video, I can get very excited and very passionate. When I work out, I'm very passionate when I'm working out. When I'm talking to a client or talking to people, I'm very passionate because I'm very into it. But it doesn't necessarily feel like work. I think when you're lazy, it's because you haven't found what your soul desires. And even if you haven't found that, you should be following something, right? You shouldn't be moving just to move, but you should be doing something in order to find that purpose. And I think that laziness is a disease, because it comes to people who don't have that purpose, and then one day becomes 2 days becomes 4 days becomes a year, and then you've done nothing for a year. So you have to be very, very careful with like taking days off, taking time off. I know we need rest, so it's kind of like a counterbalance, but most people aren't pushing themselves hard enough. So just know that yes, you need rest, but at the same time, are you pushing yourself? Be honest. And if you're the type of person who doesn't push themselves, then you need to go after it. Go after it in life. And you'll find it. You'll find a purpose, but you got to be looking for it. Number 17, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. This kind of goes along with the whole video, but in my 20s, I kind of did things for other people, or did things that I didn't really, really want to do, just because I thought it was the right thing to do. But do things that make you happy. Not necessarily be selfish, but at the same time, you need to, this is your life to live. And you need to make sure that you're the one that's happy. And I think that a lot of people, they focus on other people, or they don't focus on their own happiness. So just focus on doing what makes you happy, whatever it is. Obviously, whether it's a job or whatever, do whatever makes you happy. Don't do things if it's going to drain you. Do things that help you. Number 18, always believe in yourself. This is a big one. Always believe in yourself. I think that in my 20s, I didn't always have the confidence that I do now. And the thing is, nobody's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. That's the truth. Always believe in yourself, and always have faith that the higher power, as long as you're following it, God, the universe, whatever, has bestowed an amazing gift upon you. And that gift is so special that nobody can replicate it in the world. The world can't even replicate you, even if they tried. With all the technology in the world, they can't replicate you and they can't replicate your gift. So always believe in yourself that what you provide to the world, whatever it is that you do, you are the best at being you. You may not be the best basketball player or the best baseball player or the best whatever, but that's because you're comparing yourselves to other people. But as far as being the best version of you, you're the best at that. So always believe in yourself that you are the best and you can give to the world the best. Number 19, timing is everything. As I get older and older, I'm realizing a lot about timing. Timing is so huge when it comes to relationships, when it comes to eating dinner, when it comes to anything in your life. Everything is about timing. There's a time for this, there's a time for this. There's a time to press on the gas, there's a time to press on the brake. There's a time to slow down, there's a time to speed up. There's all these different timings, and you need to be very, very intuitively aware of all the timings, and just know that timing is everything. Sometimes you meet the right person at the wrong time. Sometimes you meet the wrong person at the right time. Everything is just a timing. So just realize that and be more aware of how you live your daily life, and just understand that there's a time for work and there's a time for rest. I think there's actually a song like this. There's a time for peace, there's a time for love, there's a time for war. It's in the Bible, actually. There's a time for rest and there's a time for work. And you have to get into this, feel how the energy is moving in the universe, and go according to timing, according to the frequency. Last one leads me, how I sum this whole thing up, is number 20. I'm reading it off the screen here. There is a higher power working in your favor. There's a higher power working in your favor. So this goes along with the whole video. At the end of the day, there is a higher power. Whatever you believe in, whatever religion you believe in, just know that there is a higher power. And not only that there's a higher power, but they're working in your favor. You are favored in this world. All your dreams and all your manifestations and everything will come true because the higher power is with us. I mean, most of us should be dead right now. If we're not dead, that means that life is moving us forward. We're breathing. It's all happening without us thinking about it. Our subconscious is allowing us to live and breathe and move forward and continue. And just know that the higher power is definitely working in your favor. And it's something that I wish I knew a lot early on, because I used to get into a lot of anxiety and not know how the future is going to be. But don't worry about any of that. Just know that the higher power is working in your favor. You, as long as you're alive, you are a gift from the universe, and the universe will bless you as long as you listen to it and you give your heart and your soul and your conscious and you just give good into the world. The universe will do everything else for you. Just like how I don't know exactly how I'm breathing, how my heart is beating, how my body's moving. That's all happening without me even having to think about it. Your goals and your dreams and your relationships and your gift that's being spread to the world, your business, whatever it is, will happen without you having to think about it. It's all happening this is your world. You're the God of your own world. This is your world. You have the power. The world is working for you. Everything is working for you, not against you. Always remember that. It's all working for you, and everything is working in your favor, and you need to embody that and believe that and understand that the universe is on your side. Even when you feel like the world's against you, it's really not. All right? So that concludes my video today. Long video. We're almost like 40 minutes in. But I really felt like it was important. It was important to share this information with you guys. The top 20 things I learned in my 20s. I'm 30 now. Can't wait until I'm 40 and I can speak to you about what I learned in my 30s. But yeah, definitely excited for the future. We're gonna do this, guys. We're gonna reach it. We're gonna do everything we need to do. Let's do it. Coach Caleb out. Peace.